Hello all, and welcome to tonight's comparison, which I am dubbing the haven't done a comparison in a long while review. Review. Anyways, I'm kind of excited to be comparing what I'm comparing tonight. I am going to be comparing Liberty Ale and Go West IPA. As you know, Liberty Ale, from my previous review, was the beer that pretty much was the first American-style India Pale Ale IPA. And Go West IPA is Anchor Brewing's updated version of the style. So this pretty much, set the thing, set the ship a sail. And it changed over the decades to something much more like this. So what can we tell you already? Well, this was released about 2 years ago. I did a review fairly recently, only about a month or so back. This was released in 1975. This is 5.9 ABV. This is 6.7 ABV. Okay, we're going to pour out the Go West first. Fairly cloudy. Looks like it's live bottled there, or live canned. As I mentioned in my previous review, this craft sixer is pretty old, but you can still smell it. Still smells pretty fresh. Fruit and pine needles and resin. Lots of big grapefruit in there. Okay, let's go and open up Liberty Ale. There's much dimensionality. The hops don't pop as much, but still very much a hop presence. Coloration, you can see pretty closely colored. This one is probably a little bit more cloudy and less carbonated than Liberty Ale. This one definitely is far stronger in the bouquet. Resiny bitterness lingers on the palate for Liberty Ale. Pretty crackery malts. It's that California IPA style. Because, sorry, wind's blowing my thing all around here over the microphone. It's that California IPA style because of that resin aspect. Let's go to the Go West. You can tell the malts have been amped up, just a hair bit sweeter, but very much the same crackery, bready malts. IBUs, the bitterness units, are amped up. Definitely taste that pine resin and grapefruit pith on the tongue. That lingers and lingers. Some juiciness. Not a strong juiciness. This is not really a tropical fruit one. This one kind of goes more towards a piney, but definitely juiciness for the Go West. This is not, Liberty Ale is not as, sorry, I have to go and tuck this up, it keeps on blowing. Liberty Ale is not as intense flavored, and not as thick on the palate either. Go West, when I've had it fresh, it's definitely been a lot more dimensional. Taste is a little bit more muddy since this can's a bit old. An excellent IPA. They're both excellent IPAs. Of course, this one is almost more like a pale ale style at this point. So, what does it boil down to? Between 1975 and 2014, nearly 30 years. Basically, what the American IPA has become stronger, a bit more intense in both malts and especially hop flavorings on the tongue, you know, in the palate and in flavors. Is there a strong difference? Well, there's a notable difference. You can kind of tell that one is the father of, you know, this is the son of this. There's a direct lineage taste-wise. It doesn't taste like something, you know, it doesn't taste like a different style. I find that the dividing line in between the English IPAs and the American IPAs is far more stark than the American IPA of 30 years ago and the current American IPA. Which do I prefer? Honestly, I'm going to have to say I go with Liberty Ale. Why? Because it kind of, for the same reason I like Anchor Steam, Anchor's flagship beer, Anchor Steam, as my go-to beer, the beer I always return to. Why? And that is because it is extremely well made. It tastes exquisite. It's not a beer that you go and rastardize about in the sense that, you know, oh, I'm tasting this, this, and this. Oh, taste this complexity. Yes, there's complexity there, but most of all is just a sublimely good beer. This is a good beer. You drink it, it's good. It's also one that you don't have to think much about. It's not one that's going to palate bomb you. This one could easily get, I would say I could only probably handle about 2 of these before my tongue would throw in the towel. This you could definitely have 3 or 4 of. So what does that say? I guess I'm moving more towards a sessionable view of beer drinking than I am about, you know, big, bold, robust brews. So, Liberty Ale and Go West IPA. Father and the Son. Should I say the Holy Ghost? Oh God, I'm going to go to hell for that one. But the one that started it all, and sort of the updated version from the same brewery. Something to kind of, if you're able to kind of go and have a side-by-side comparison. Just because it's a very interesting exercise, and you know, your mileage might vary. You might prefer the Go West IPA. Who knows? That's your beer review for tonight, folks. Or beer comparison for tonight, folks. Cheers.